Welcome to Awaz News. I'm Simona Cotoni and I'll be taking you through big news across Canada.
Federal government announces funding to expand access to abortion services. Stephen Lecce apologizes for participating in fraternity slave auction while in university. Ontario NDP promises to lower auto insurance rates by 40% if elected. Efforts to unionize Amazon workers in Canada ramp up in Ontario as Teamsters target Hamilton. Senseless act of violence. Man was murdered over chain around his neck. Police eyeing several missing person cases as they try to ID little girl found in Rosedale dumpster. OPP expects a large crowd in Port Dover for Friday at the 13th Biker Rally.
So those were the headlines. Now let's jump right into the details.
The Liberal government has announced more than $3.5 million in funding for two initiatives it says will improve access to abortion services and reproductive health information in Canada. The funding will be used also to help cover travel and accommodation costs for people seeking abortion. The National Abortion Federation Canada will be getting $1.4 million in funding over the same time period to help train healthcare providers to perform abortion and ensure facilities have the capacity to provide the services. The minister said the funding is not new. It's coming from spending commitment of $45 million over 3 years that was announced in the recent federal budget. Stephen Lecce, one of the Progressive Conservative leader Doug Ford's highest profile candidate, is apologizing after a report emerged about him participating in a fraternity house slave auction when he was in university. Lecce, who was served as education minister in the most recent provincial parliament, issued a 2-line apology Tuesday night after a report was published by the news website Press Progress, which was founded and is partially funded by the left-leaning Broadbent Institute regarding a 2006 Sigma Chi event at a Western university called a slave auction. In his apology, Lecce, who was a member of the fraternity's chapter at the time, did not deny his involvement in the event. Ontario's New Democrat would lower auto insurance rates by 40% if elected next month, leader Andrea Horwath said today. Horwath said she would ban rate increases for 18 months while a commission investigates and recommends a new system. She said the auto insurance system is broken and that a new commission would examine all possibilities for a new system, from a public, government-run one or to the fully private. Workers arriving at the Amazon warehouse in Hamilton this morning were met by a handful of people in bright yellow vests with pamphlets and signs saying, "Amazon needs a union." Members of the Teamster Local 879 said they stepped up their efforts after hearing from some workers at the Mountain Fulfillment Center who expressed interest in unionizing. The action outside the center follows similar leaflet handout at the other Amazon location in Ontario, in Milton, Cambridge, Kitchener, and London. Police have made an arrest in the murder of 36-year-old Ajax man who they say was senselessly shot in Scarborough Plaza parking lot early Saturday morning over a chain that he was wearing around his neck. Investigators say the victim, identified as Peter Oscar Khan, was in the parking lot at the rear of the plaza near Shepherd and Morningside Avenue at around 3 a.m. on Saturday when the suspect approached him, ripped a chain off his neck at a gunpoint, and shot him. Police allege that the suspect casually walked away from the scene after shooting, but soon found another victim in the same parking lot who was also wearing a chain. It is alleged that the suspect shot that victim as well and made off with the jewelry, ultimately getting into a vehicle and driving away. Police say the investigators have since determined that the same suspect is also responsible for a third chain rip robbery committed in the Kennedy and the Ellesmere Road around 90 minutes prior to the shooting. There were no injuries reported as a result of that robbery. Toronto police say they are actively looking at several missing person cases as they try to piece together the identity of a little girl whose body was found in a dumpster in Rosedale last week, and they are hoping to have more definitive information within the coming days. The girl's body was found in a dumpster outside of a vacant home on Dale Avenue, north of Castle Frank Station on May 2nd. Police said last week that her body was left there somewhere between noon on April 28th and 4:45 p.m. on May 2nd, but she may have been dead since last summer. If you're in Port Dover on Thursday or Friday, you might just see what it looks like a scene out of the movie Wild Hogs. That's because it will be Friday the 13th, a day when hundreds or even thousands of people cruise into Norfolk County on motorcycles. The Port Doverkinsmen, the event organizers, say this year there will be live music at the Elmer Lewis parking lot on Main Street on Thursday and Friday.
Thank you for tuning in. I'm Simona Cotoni, and I'll see you tomorrow, same time, same channel. Have a good night.